To make the biggest comeback in your life, the greatest comeback in your life, you have to accept and understand what puts you where you are at in the first place. If you're going to make the greatest comeback, you have to hold yourself accountable from here on, but you also have to hold yourself accountable from everything that you've done in the past. Our actions will always come back to haunt us with our consequences. Our consequences is deliberately based on our actions. So acknowledge that you have to make a comeback because you are in a position right now which is considered a setback. A lot of people around you are not going to have this same mindset. A lot of people around you are not going to think like you. A lot of people around you are not going to believe in you. But this is part of why you're probably in a setback right now. This is probably why you're going through a transition in the first place. Everything you've been doing over the last few years, or even the previous year, you have to put aside, and you have to focus on everything that's going to give you benefit. Discipline is number one. To make a comeback, you have to have discipline. Number two would be responsibility. Number three would be accountability. Number four would be consistency. It is discipline that's going to give you the freedom to build the life that you want, but also the freedom for you to be able to do what's necessary for you to make that comeback. Responsibility, everything that you need to do, you have to deal with it. You have to do it. You have to get it done no matter how you feel about it. Accountability, hold yourself accountable. That means if you're not disciplined, if you're not taking care of your responsibilities, you have to get on you. Nobody else is going to do it for you. You have to be the teacher and the student of your own life. And number four is consistency. You got to be consistent with all of it. Every day is discipline, responsibility, accountability. This yields to consistency. This is what's going to put you in a position to be able to do whatever you need to do. Nothing changes in our lives unless we change. A lot of us are going through financial crisis. A lot of us are going through mental health issues. A lot of us are going through physical issues. Some of us are of age where we don't think we have any time left. For the people that are 50, 60, 70 years old, you have time left. As long as you are alive, you have a chance. But what you have to do, you have to focus. You have to, a part of the four, accountability. You have to hold yourself accountable to the fact that you possibly have not been focused, or you have not been as focused as you need to be in regards to whatever it is you're going through in your life to get to where you want to be. That's why right now you're in a setback. That's why you have to make a comeback. It's going to be hard, but you shall do it, because doing things hard will give you an easy life. Doing the hard things while you're in this setback is going to be able to propel you into that comeback, the easy life. People are going to want to know how you did it. People are going to admire you. People are going to be inspired by you. This is all a part of making a comeback. But right now you have to deal with the setback. A lot of people are going through setbacks. Me, myself, personally, I go through setbacks. Sometimes I'm not even in a position to be considered a setback, but because I have such a high standard for myself as far as how I deal with my life, how I go through life, how I'm always trying to get better, how I'm always trying to lead by example, how I'm always trying to check myself, and I'm always trying to fix my problems because I know it's my problem. I sometimes forget to embrace and actually accept and admire myself as far as I've came a long way. Because it's not that nobody else can do it for us. It's we have to always expect us to do it for ourselves first before we expect anybody else to do it. It's always on us first. It's like that self-validation. You know, don't go and seek the validation. If people validate you for something that you've done and they admire you, that's cool. But we shall validate ourselves. If we know we are putting in the work, if we know that we are disciplined, if we know that we are responsible, we hold ourselves accountable, and we're consistent, then that's all the validation we need, is to give ourselves that validation so we can continue to keep going. How is your diet? How is your sleeping pattern? How is your financial situation? I know people are losing their jobs. People hate their job. People want to be entrepreneurs. Let's be true with all of this. To be an entrepreneur is going to be hard work. Your job is hard work. It may be easy, but it's something that you're dealing with within your job that makes it difficult. Being on a diet is hard work. If it was easy, everybody would do it, and everybody is not doing it. a lot of us have setbacks. I won't say everybody have setbacks. I will say everybody have problems. Some people don't want to be vulnerable in regards to that they have problems. So some of us pretend. I always tell you guys, I have problems. I'm not going to get on here and look for sympathy or someone to, hold my hand, because I don't believe I shall wait for a perfect moment. So that gives me the mindset of, I don't believe I shall wait for someone to come and help me. I should be helping myself first. And if and when someone comes along and they want to give me a helping hand, of course I'm going to let them help me. If someone knows more than me, I'm going to ask them for advice. I'm going to listen if they give me advice. If someone is living a life that I want, I'm going to pay attention when they're trying to give me advice, because they have something that I want. They prove that they can get to where I want to be. So I'm going to listen to them. Now, I'm not saying you can't listen to everybody, but we have to make sound decisions while we're in our setback. Most of us are in a setback because we're listening to people that shouldn't be giving advice. Some of us like to hear ourselves talk, as in we know it all when we don't. I don't know anything. Even if I do know something, it's wise for you to be someone who looks at yourself as someone who doesn't know anything, versus to be someone who knows it all and can't explain anything, can't express anything, can't prove anything. You're just talking. Because at that point, anybody can talk. Talk is cheap. Action is expensive. The cost of living, the cost of having a comeback will be greater than the cost of you having a setback, because it's easy to get yourself into trouble. It's hard to get out of it. It's easy to put yourself in a caloric increase and you gain weight. It's hard to get out of that. It's hard to lose weight. It's easy to get in debt. It's hard to get out of debt. So it's easy to be in a setback and it's hard to get out of it. But you have to position yourself to be able to accept that you are in this position because of you. It's all accountability. It's all responsibility. We can't worry about what people think. We can't worry about what the government is doing. We can't worry about what our mother is doing, what our father is doing. Everything is all on us. It's our fault. But it's going to take us to dig deep. It's a beautiful thing, though. Think about it. I know for me personally, every time I stepped up to the plate and did something that was extremely difficult, and it was hard, and every day I had to force myself and push myself to get better and better, it always was difficult. But when I got to the other side, it was beautiful. And everybody who witnessed my growth or witnessed my success, they also gave me an applause. It's not that I was expecting them to. It was just some things demands respect. Your comeback is going to be something that demands respect. But you have to sit back and you have to really dig deep. Everything that you've been doing, you possibly have to get rid of. Everybody that you've been hanging around, they're still going to be your friends. There's still going to be people who you talk to, maybe not on a day-to-day basis anymore because you're going to be extremely busy. But you have to focus. You have to give them a specific amount of time because you're going to allocate a lot of your time to whatever it is that you need to do. This is going to propel you to make that comeback. This is going to put you in a position to be able to use your setback as a stepping stone to put you in a position to make that comeback of your life. Some people are not into reading. Get into audiobooks. Listen to podcasts where people are teaching something that you want to learn, a skill set. A lot of people hate YouTube, but YouTube is online. Online is the future. You can hate it because people make money, or you can get involved and make money yourself. You can hate it because people are learning, or you can get involved and learn on YouTube yourself. People have books on YouTube where you don't even have to purchase. You can listen to books. Listen to books. Listen to podcasts. Work out. Eat clean. Delay that gratification because it's going to take some time. But to get out of that setback and make that comeback, you possibly have to do the complete opposite of everything you've been doing.